What's up, YouTube? What's up, Steelers Nation? If you are watching this, congratulations. Your Pittsburgh Steelers are now 6-2, heading into the bye week after picking up a big win at home. Monday Night Football against the Giants. Final score. What was the final score of that game? I was drinking a little bit during the game, so I do apologize. So we won 28 or 26-18. I said 35-15. If a couple of those if that one penalty didn't bring back a touchdown, if George got both feet in, my score actually would have been almost spot on. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, Steelers 6-2 head into the bye week at a good spot, top of the AFC. We got a 1-game lead against above Baltimore, with them losing to the Browns this past week. And I think we're like 3 games up on the Bengals, and like 6 games up on the Browns, 4 games up on the Browns. So we're in a good spot. But before we really get into the game, we have to address the elephant in the room here. Let me pull this up real quickly. Here we are. Our old pal Diontae Johnson. I was at work, and an alert hit my phone, said Diontae Johnson got traded. I said, oh shit, no way, did we get him back? No, we did not. Diontae Johnson got traded to the Ravens. Dude. Baltimore quarterback Lamar Jackson, NFL's #1 offense, have landed an experienced target who can provide another dimension to the passing attack. The Ravens have traded for Carolina Panthers wide receiver Diontae Johnson in a swap of draft picks. A pick swap is all they had to do. Ravens will send a 5th-round pick to the Panthers for Johnson and Carolina's 6th-round selection. That's crazy. And before you say, Lamar Jackson's a running back, he doesn't throw the ball anyway, peep this. Jackson is having his best season as a passer, throwing for 2,099 yards, which ranks 5th in the NFL this season. His 9.7 yards per attempt when targeting wide receivers is the 3rd best behind Sam Darnold at 10.7 and Jared Goff at 9.7. Crazy. And here's a list of the Pro Bowl receivers that got traded just this month. Devontae Adams on the 15th, Amari Cooper on the 15th, DeAndre Hopkins on the 23rd, and now we have Diontae Johnson going to the Ravens on October 29th. The reason I think this is significant is because we play these motherfuckers twice in a couple months. So he's definitely going to have some additional juice. He's going to have, he's probably going to feel like he has something to prove with us, quote unquote, giving up on him. Diontae Johnson was always a great receiver. He got a bad rap for drops, which was fair. He got a bad rap for running backwards, which also was fair. And he got a bad rap for, being a distraction, which probably was fair as well. But to say he's not a good receiver is honestly just a lie. He is a talented receiver, and I think that's why people got so frustrated with some of those different blunders that he would have. But Diontae Johnson makes the 3rd Steelers receiver to go to the Ravens, joining Mike Wallace and Miles Boykins. Do we count Miles Boykins? I like Miles Boykins, great special teams guy, but do we count him as a receiver going to the Ravens? I don't know. But anyway, Diontae Johnson, he is on his way to the Ravens. Granted that with Russ being in the offense, with him spreading the ball around, Van Jefferson getting involved, it makes the need for a wide receiver 2 a little bit less, but I don't think it flat out gets rid of the need of a wide receiver 2. I think we could still use another playmaker. I know we were all kind of hoping Cooper Kupp was like #1 after all these trades went down. I said Thielen. Ironically, Thielen's still there. Diontae Johnson got traded. I don't know if Thielen's off of IR or not yet. But, the Ravens, they just got stronger. So, if we're rolling in with the guys we got, so be it. But if there is any type of move out there of significance, I'm not talking about a Mike Williams trade. I feel like that doesn't really do a whole lot for us with us already having deep threat receivers. But if we can get somebody who's a sound route runner and can be a possession receiver for us, and also have a good bit of talent, That's what we really need. So won't harp on that too much. That's great for the Ravens, not so great for us. But back to the game. Our Pittsburgh Steelers were able to take down the Giants 26-18. They covered the spread. And this game would have been a lot more convincing if it wasn't for some of the unfortunate penalties. So just kind of looking over the numbers here, they have a picture of TJ Watt, which is very deserved, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. But looking at the team stats here, we had 20 first downs. What was our efficiency? We were 6 for 13 on third down. That's not bad. It's over 50%. Like to see that number a little bit higher, but honestly, not that bad. We got 20 we got 12 throwing it, 6 rushing, and we got 2 off a penalty. No fourth down attempts for us at all. We had over 400 yards of offense, which is great. I keep hearing it on Pat McAfee's show with Tone Diggs said that in the 8 games we've had with Arthur Smith, I think we have 2, maybe 3 games of 400 yards plus. In 44 games, just under 3 years of Matt Canada. A phone call there. We didn't have a single 400-yard game. Matter of fact, we were begging to get a 300-yard game with Matt Canada. Is that more Matt Canada? Was that more Kenny Pickett? Were both of them combined to make just one Super Bowl of ass? It's probably more of the latter. It's probably a combination of the two. No disrespect. I like Kenny. Matt Canada, I'm sure he's a nice guy. But, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, what more can you say? But, yeah, we had 8.1 yards per pass. No interceptions was great. We did have 1 turnover. Russ turned the ball over late. Dude just reached in and punched the ball. We practice that all the time because it's effective. So, I mean, it was just an unfortunate play for Russ. But Russ has done nothing short of impress me throughout these first 2 games he's played. So let's move on to player stats. Let's see. Let's look at the Giants real quick. Why not? Daniel Jones didn't play bad, man. He did not play bad. He was 24 of 38. He had 264 yards, man. They converted a couple of third downs. They had a 3rd and 16 late in the game, making big plays, some chunk plays. He threw that one ball to Malik Neighbors. It's just a little hair outside. His foot didn't hit. Otherwise, he would have had that touchdown. So Daniel Jones honestly did not play bad. He impressed me. I talk a lot of shit about Daniel Jones, but I mean, he came out there and he balled. So Tyrone Tracy, I'm not familiar with this guy until yesterday, and I am very familiar with him. He had himself a day. 20 carries for 145, 7.3 yards per carry, which is crazy. He had the one long breakout run. He scored the touchdown. Singletary didn't really get too much action here. I don't know if he's hurt or what. Slayton went crazy. This dude was all over the field. Malik Neighbors had a solid day. And, they really, really tested our defense. So shout us out to the boys there on defense for not looking over this opponent. They came out, they tried to win this game, and we stopped them. So shout outs to the defense. We'll touch more on them in just a moment. But looking at the offense, man, Russ continues to look good. He was 20 for 28, which is very good, obviously. 278 yards and a touchdown. He did get sacked a few times. There's a couple missed blocks. Broderick missed the block. Dan Moore missed the block. I think they both missed the block on the exact same play, which resulted in a sack. I saw Russ moving around. Russ was bouncing around and trying to not extend the play, but keep the play alive. I guess you'd say extending the play. But Russ looked pretty mobile out there, so he looks healthy. He's moving around better than what I was expecting him to, and he looks good, man. Again, Mike Tomlin deserves all the credit in the world. I was saying, this better work, and 2-game sample size, it's looked good. The numbers across the board have looked good for everybody, and I'm just looking to see it continue. Shout out Russ. Stay dangerous, Mr. Unlimited. Najee Harris continues to make us look dumb for not picking up that 5th-year extension. I know at the time it was kind of up in the air. I know at the beginning of the season, it probably didn't look the same as what it does now. But I mean, shit, Najee is out there balling. The fact that he's not running into 8, 9 man fronts probably has a lot to do with it. The fact that play action is now a factor probably has a lot to do with it. Is he actually getting the ball? Is it a fake? But I mean, hats off to Najee. I wish he could have gotten in the end zone this game. I feel like there was one drive where we were down in the red zone. Jalen Warren got a couple of carries. We didn't really get that close, and I think we tried to throw for it, and we didn't get it. I can't remember exactly how that drive turned out, but it would have been nice to see him. He got us all the way down there. Like, it would have been nice to see him finish it off for us. But nonetheless, Najee had another great game, 6 yards per carry, over 100 yards for the third straight week. He's going to be on pace to get over 1,000 yards again this year if he stays going at this pace. So shout out Najee. He's looked really good. Jalen Warren got in the mix here. 9 carries for 46 yards. It's over 5 yards a carry. He's starting to really get back in the swing of things after his hamstring injury. And his pass blocking is elite pass protection. So I'm excited to have him back and see him continue to do great things for us throughout the rest of the season. Oh, and Jalen is good for third down, catches out of the backfield. I'm pretty sure this game he had another play. I think it was 3rd and 12. We dumped the ball off to him, and he got the first down. Jalen Warren there's not enough good things you can say about Jalen Warren. The dude's a baller. He's tough. He's reliable. And he's strong, man. He's strong and he's fast. So I like that. I like that we have him. I want to see him stay around in Pittsburgh for a long time. Receiving, man. Holy shit. George Pickens, 4 receptions, 74 yards. Should have had a touchdown. Really should have had 2. One was brought back on the penalty on the first drive of the game. We went down and scored a touchdown. Didn't count. The second play, I wish I had the video. I was watching this game live with my friends here, and I swore he caught that second. Well, he did catch it. He caught the second touchdown. I didn't think there was any question. It looked good. I didn't think they'd even need it reviewed. They came back and said it was incomplete. I said, what the fuck? Then they showed the replay, and his 1 foot hit twice. It wasn't 2 feet. It was 1 foot hit twice. And it started to go into the rule book, like, does it say 2 feet? Does it say both feet? Because if it's 2 feet, he did touch 2 feet. But if it's both feet, then it doesn't count. They said by letter of the law, it doesn't count. They said, well, maybe it should count because he technically got 2 feet. I said, I'm not the one who be answering these questions. All I know is he needed to get that other damn foot down. It was unfortunate. That play was probably harder to get 1 foot down than to get 2 feet down. His ass cheeks didn't touch. No elbows touched. He was out of bounds. So, unfortunately, that blew my ticket wide open because a no touchdown for George Pickens, and there were 2 opportunities. But this ain't about me. George Pickens looked good. Van Jefferson, man, look at that. 4 receptions for 62 yards, our second leading receiver. How about that? Van Jefferson, I mean, I don't want to say he's been looking good. He's been looking bad. He's just been open. I mean, we're getting him the ball, and he's producing. So I know we're all very excited to see that. For the first several weeks of the year, it was just like he wasn't out there at all. So to see his resurgence, Russ talked really high about him, says he knows a lot about him from his days in LA with the Rams. So Van Jefferson, salute you. You've had a lot of slander, whether it was deserved or not. It was slander nonetheless. And, it seems like since Russ has been in there, he's been making it a point to try and get you the ball. And we're all happy to see you. We were all happy to see you thriving, my man. Keep going. You two could have had a touchdown, a little bit of a misread on the zone that was open there, and Russ saw it. You didn't, unfortunately. It is what it is. Let's look at it on film. Let's try to remember that because the opportunity is definitely going to be there again in the future, and we want to make sure we hit it next time. Calvin Austin, man. Calvin Austin is really, really solidifying a role here in Pittsburgh, man. I always thought Calvin Austin was good. I just thought he was really small and it'd be difficult for him, but he's out there proving, he just needed some reps. He needed a little bit of time. He needed to be able to adjust to the NFL, and this dude can play ball. He returned a punt for a touchdown, 73 yards. I think the last person to return a punt was Diontae Johnson in his rookie year against Arizona. I remember that very vividly. I don't think we've had one since then. So that's 4 years, 5 years, maybe more than that. It's been a while. And the whole time, I didn't even get to enjoy it because the very first thing I saw whenever that play happened, I saw Moon hit the punter, whether he meant to or not. He did, and I saw a flag. So the whole time he's returning the ball, I'm just sitting there like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Of course, it's the play where he goes to touchdown. Of course, it's the play he breaks out for a touchdown. It's getting called back, but they didn't. They called it on the defense for holding or something. I forget. But nonetheless, the play stood. That honestly helped flip momentum because, like I said, we should have had a few touchdowns early. We didn't. And, it was still a close game. That kind of gave us a 2-score lead, 2.5-score lead. I can't remember how much we were up at that point. But it gave us some breathing room, which we needed. And Calvin Austin also followed back with a beautiful route. It looked like a sail route up and then out towards the pylon. And Russ put it right on him. He caught it right in the end zone. Touchdown. Calvin Austin, salute to you, sir. You've been balling, and I'm very happy for you. Darnell Washington, man, even though he only had one catch, it is so much fun to watch this man play football. I wish we could get him the ball so much more. He's exciting. He's big. It's hard for people to take him down, pause. And they were talking about it. I can't remember what coach said it, but they're like, man, let's get these guys the ball. Make them tackle you. Them guys don't want to tackle 6'7", 280-pound, 300-pound man running right at them. They don't want to tackle that. So the more looks Darnell Washington can get, I think the better. That'll obviously help him with pass blocking too when he knows he's involved in the game plan. He's going to have a little bit more juice when he knows he's just not out there to block the whole game. And I know he likes blocking. He talked about it on Arthur Mote's podcast. He said he likes blocking, which is good. But I want to see this guy get the ball. Pat Freiermuth, man. I was hoping he'd have a more productive day. I know he missed National Tight End Day. It was Sunday. We played Monday. But I thought there'd be a little carryover. I thought, watch out for him getting, 25 to 50 yards. Watch out for him getting a touchdown. Fortunately, those things happen, but he did have 2 catches, 19 yards, 9.5 into 10, or 9.5 per catch. So, Pat Freiermuth is the definition of solid, man. He's a pass catching receiver, tight end. He has been working on his blocking. He talked about it on Pat McAfee's show today with Arthur Smith getting him in positions to win his blocking matchups, which is great. And that also gives you a little bit more of a dynamic when you have Pat Freiermuth out there. If you don't know if he's passing or blocking, you don't know if it's Pat coming in, it's definitely throw. If Darnell's in, it's definitely run. So 2 tight end sets, you'll see both of them. So it just gives us a little bit more of a mix-up, gives us more looks, gives us more options, and it makes it less predictable. So all that's really good. I'm not going to really hit too much on these other ones. Najee had a couple catches over the middle. He did drop one, unfortunately, but hey, it happens. But he picked up solid yardage. I believe he got a first down on one of these catches. Jaylen Warren, as we talked about, he had 2 catches, 13 yards. One of these was a 12-yard catch, which got us a first down. Michael Pruitt had a catch. Scotty Miller should have had a catch. It was a bomb down the right sideline. The defender was all over him, but when you look at it in slow motion, the ball went right through his hands. He could have caught it, but we won't complain about that too much. It is what it is. So, defense, man. Where do we start? Deshaun Elliott, probably one of the best additions we've had on this team. I say it every week. The dude's a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's good in coverage. He's good in the run. He's aggressive, and shit, he is a player, and I'm happy to have him on the team. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. What can you say about the man? His sack numbers were down, pause, but he was still affecting the game. He was, if he's not forcing fumbles, he's setting the edge. If he's not setting the edge, he's stopping the run. If he's not stopping the run, he's getting double team, triple team, which is not only committing an extra man to blocking just one person. A lot of times it's a tight end, so that's taking them out of their route. It's a running back, which is taking them out of their route. So it's if nothing else, it's leaving less pass catching options for the opposing team. But shit, this game, man, he had 2 sacks. He had the trifecta. He had the sack, strip, and recovery. Crazy. He sacked him while standing up. Knocked the ball out with one hand, grabbed him with the other arm, spun around, located the ball, grabbed the ball. Animal. He's an absolute animal. Best defensive player in the league, best player in the league. TJ Watt, don't take him for granted. He is one special player. He's going to be an all pro every year he plays. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He could make a play for these high sack numbers, pause. He's already tied the single season sack record with Michael Strahan a couple years back when he won Defensive Player of the Year. I think it was in 21. He's just a beast, man. I could talk about TJ Watt all day. I could go on and on and on about TJ Watt, but man, the dude is spectacular. Alex Highsmith. I know we were all really excited about Nick Herbig, which we still are, but I just don't think you can undervalue how much Alex Highsmith brings to the table because not only is he a sack artist, pause, he had 2 sacks, which he probably could have had like 5. There were some that were just, I mean, a split second, Daniel Jones got that ball out before Alex Highsmith got there. He was constantly, applying pressure, coming off the blind side. He was just making a lot of noise and disrupted some plays. Even if he didn't get there, he disrupted some plays. And I mean, with the value he brings to the run game and setting the edge, he's a big guy. He plays the run really well along with sacking the quarterback. I'm glad we paid that guy because him and TJ Watt together, it's just crazy. It's best duo in the league by far, no question about it. Joey Porter Jr. had a solid day. We know he had to play Malik Neighbors a lot. Malik Neighbors did not go over 100 yards. He didn't go over 80 yards. He did have some plays, but Joey Porter had a very solid outing. There was one bomb they threw. He played very aggressive defense. I was scared they were going to throw the flag. They didn't. As long as he's careful with how handsy he gets down the field, he's a top corner. He's very, very good. He's very skilled, and he's a big guy. He's like 6', 6'2" or something at corner. He's a big dude. He's bigger than the average corner. So he looked good out there. Beanie Bishop Jr. for the second game in a row getting an interception. A second game in a row, he's getting a game-sealing interception. Shout out Beanie Bishop. Ball player, man. He had a bit of a slow start, which, I mean, what can you expect from an undrafted free agent rookie starting? Took him a couple games to kind of get his feet under him, kind of get used to his zones or where he should play at. Don't guard grass. Maybe get some depth if there's nobody in front of you. You can disrupt, make plays in other areas. And, I mean, he's been taking really good advantage, man. It's like that ball that he caught yesterday is like, and then he got it. Okay, game's over. Good job. So, Beanie Bishop balling out. Shout out to him. Cameron Hayward continuing to be very consistent, stopping the run. One of the best run stuffers in the league by metric. PFF, I know we don't fuck with PFF, but even they have him up there as one of the best, if not the best run stopper in the league. He's like 35 years old, 36 years old. He's been in the league for 12 to 14 years. Cameron Hayward, man, he is balling this year. He looks really good. Patrick Queen, fast, physical, nasty. He's been looking really good. Terrell Edmonds has been playing some spots here and there. It's good to have a familiar face back there. Diontae Jackson, I think he had an opportunity for a pick today. I think if the ball was thrown where it was supposed to be, it would have been picked, but it was an overthrow, so neither him or the receiver couldn't get to the ball. But if that ball was placed well, he was in such good position on the left sideline, I think it was, he would have picked that ball off. So I think he's got 3 or 4 already. He's probably going to get some more before the year's over, so shout out to him. Orlando Roberts, early in the game, he ran through the hole before the running back could. He ran through the hole and met the running back in the backfield, popped him, dropped him, plays over. Landon Roberts, I know snaps aren't as high as what they were because we got these fast linebackers in here now with, with Patrick Queen and also with Peyton Wilson. But this dude, when he's in there, he makes plays. He makes plays. He almost had that. Well, he made that play against the Cowboys, making somebody fumble in a very similar situation. And dudes, now you want to talk about a dude who's physical. Landon Roberts is that thumping type of downhill linebacker. Keanu Benton's looking really good. Minka Fitzpatrick is playing more of like safety, which obviously he's playing safety, but I mean, he's like actually playing like a safety valve. He's playing deep. He's trying to keep everything in front of us. And we see Minka, if a person gets through the initial wave of defense, we see a lot of times Minka hawks them down and prevents a lot of touchdowns and makes them have to go goal line and score in the red zone. And, you never know. You can force a turnover in those events. So I know Minka is not having the type of statistical season that we would probably like to see with a lot of the different picks and stuff. But in all honesty, people they just don't throw the ball at him that much. And when they do, it's usually short, intermediate routes where people are just sitting in between the zones and they get the ball to him before he's able to react and he comes up and makes the tackle. So I don't know how much of that we're going to be able to see this year just based on the trends we've been seeing so far. But hey, Minka, you're still one of my favorite players. So I think you're having a great year. The statistics will come. You just keep doing you and keep being the safety that you are. So Larry Ogunjobi, dude's good. I mean, what more can you say? He puts pressure on the quarterback. He helps to stuff the run, and we're lucky to have such a great rotation across our D line from our edge rushers to our interior linemen. So that's really all I got, man. Stillers, we got a bye week this week, so I'll probably take the week off from Stillers Nation, to be honest with you. I've been kind of picking up into basketball, so if you're a Lakers fan, I've been making some videos on that. Not as consistently as this, because, man, there's 82 games. I can't make a video after every single Lakers game, and I don't always get to see them because I work in the morning, and a lot of times with them being West Coast teams, they play at night. So, but if that is something that you're interested in, you'll see me post those here and there. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Like I say every time, if you made it to this point in the video, you was a real one. I do appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I love my Steelers. I enjoy doing this. So if anybody can watch these videos, get any insight from them, if they enjoy them in any way, that's great. Because even if I don't get the views that I would like on these videos, anybody who does view them, I'm very appreciative. Just to hear an old man ramble about a sport that he was not very good at, but has a lot of passion for. So thank you again, Steelers Nation. We appreciate you. We're gonna come back out after this bye. We got the Commanders, so we got to lock in for them and finish the season strong. The gauntlet starts not this week, but next week. So I'm out of here. We'll catch you later, Steelers Nation.